Yo, what's going on, guys? I just wanted to make a quick video today. It's going to be like a priority checklist for you guys to prioritize what you need to do from 1 to 50 and from 50 to 100. And what we're looking at today is the first thing you're going to want to do starting out, whether you're level 1, level 10, 15, you're going to rush all of your yellow quest. And you're going to unlock your mount. After you finish your Act 3 and begin Act 4, you're going to look to coming and doing Donan's Favor to unlock your mounts. Once you get your mounts, you should be level like 30 to 35-ish if you've only done the campaign. Now, what you're going to do after you unlock your mounts is you're going to completely ignore the fact that you have a campaign going on. And you are going to look for every waypoint in the entire map. Every altar of Lilith, every gray area, and every stronghold. And why you're going to do this is because you're going to get renown rewards. And the renown rewards, you're going to prioritize getting 3 on each. You want to get 3 on each. And this is good because, like, if you check, like, my draw steps, I've done 0 side quests, and I've only done 1 side dungeon. And I still have my skill point from all the renowns just by discovering strongholds, waypoints, just areas, and altars of Lilith. Now, these rewards all double dip with each other. So, altars of Lilith give you bonus stats, Paragon, this, that, and the other, which also rewards you with your first 3 renown rewards. Now, we will eventually be wanting to get renown 5. We'll talk about that in a minute. But starting out, the very first thing you want to do is after you get your mounts is try to get renown 3 with everything. Then you are going to pretty much end, I would say maybe level 42. Then you're going to pick back up on your Act 4. Once you do Act 4 through 6, you're going to come through and you're going to have the option to do a capstone dungeon, and you're also going to do like a Tree of the Whispers quest. And from here, you're going to do your capstone. You're going to push into world tier 3, which is going to be Nightmare. And from about 50, I would say till about 62, you're going to prioritize just doing Nightmare things. You're going to want to get your gear up, kind of focus on just getting sacreds and everything. Just that's pretty much your go-to from there. You're going to want to get your sacreds. You're going to want to get your legendaries, your imprints. That's going to be like your main goal after you've gotten all your renowns and you finish the storyline. And then around level 62, maybe even a little earlier, you're going to start doing all of your dungeons to push into renown 5 across the board. That way you can get your Paragon points, which is going to be 20 total. And what that's going to do is pretty much grant you insane power spikes through grabbing rare nodes, getting these glyph slots unlocked. Even these magic nodes kind of are like really beneficial to just progressing your character. But the most important part is you're going to want to find that sweet spot in between 3 and 4 where you're able to still get experience from dungeons, but it's not efficient to just spam the same one. So the one that you're going to be spamming for a while is probably going to be Champion's Demise. Unless they've nerfed it by this video, then you're going to be pretty much looking for a group of 3 to 4 people going into Champion's Demise. You're all going to split off into one direction and pick which way you want to go. And then from there, do that until you're at pretty much a good sweet spot of farming And then about 62, I would say, 60 to 62, it's going to start slowing down. And what you can start doing is focusing on your trees. So your tree is going to be very good at targeting what kind of sacred gear you might need. So you can do your tree from maybe from level 50-ish. Start at level 50 when you get here. If you can clear, just, if you only have to do the one Grim Favor ones, they're a lot easier than maybe clearing the dungeons. But if you can get a party going, then it's a lot easier to clear things. What I will say is that completing a Tree of Whispers dungeon rewards you with completing the dungeon. So you're going to double dip into getting Grim Favors, you're going to double dip into getting the experience for the dungeon, you're going to double dip, triple dip into getting the aspect, and you're going to quadruple dip into getting the renown rewards. So what this means is that every rotation of dungeons, you can kind of just look to only doing the dungeon. So let's say, I haven't done this one yet. I do this one. I do this one. I do this one. I don't do this one because I've already completed it. And then I do this one. That allows me to free up 4 dungeons that I haven't done across the board. 1 in each zone. And then it also unlocks my tree Grim Favors. So I'm able to target more gear. And while all this is happening, I'm getting, slowly but steadily, getting closer to my renown bonus for my 4 Paragon points. And then if you get 4, you're getting your max obols, which is, it's okay. I would say that you don't really need to gamble your obols until you're at the point of getting max tier gear. The only time that you want to do the obols is when you're able to not replace the gear from gambling. Because if you do, don't open your caches. Don't open your obols caches. Anything like that from any of the side quests. Just stash them. Put them in your stash. Ignore them. And then when you do your gambling at, maybe level 90 plus, that's when you want to start pulling your caches out of your inventory. And then, mass gambling. The next thing that you'll want to do is you want to focus on getting your PvP done. If you're going to be targeting your PvP, go ahead and start doing that now before you get too far behind, or you get to a point to where it's the only people that you see are people dropping from World Tier 4 to kind of farm World Tier 3 people that are in PvP areas. So you'll see level 80s and 90s in your World Tier 3, and there's nothing you can do about it to kind of counteract them because they're just going to be that much more powerful. So just a quick recap, short summary. Step 1, get your mount. Step 2, explore the entire map. Step 3, focus on your tree to kind of prioritize your gear so that you can start clearing these dungeons a lot faster. Step 3, just kind of farm until you can hit a point to where the dungeons aren't really giving as much experience as you'd like, and then you can start double dipping into dungeons. And so if, let's say that this Grim would have rolled on this, it would have been Grimmed, it would have gotten me a renown reward, it would have been a dungeon, or it would have been a side quest. I mean, that's not a good example. This one would be a better example because I've already done Black Asylum. But this one right here, it's got a side quest in it. It gives me an aspect, which means I haven't done it. It would have given me Grim Favors. It would have given me a renown bonus. And there's just 5 different things that kind of tie into one dungeon. So look for the most benefit with the least amount of work. Because you don't want to go over here and be like, oh, well, I have a side quest here. I want to do this dungeon. And then you see that this is respawning or expiring in 22 minutes. And then you get out of this. And then right as you walk out, you realize that it's now grimmed. And you've kind of just wasted, 6 or 7 minutes on doing a dungeon when you could have knocked it all out at once. So prioritize your grim dungeons first. Prioritize the grim dungeons that you haven't completed yet. That way you're still getting your targeted gear. You're also knocking out the fact that you're completing the dungeon. You're getting your renown rewards. And ultimately, focus on getting renown 3 first. Then after, I would say level 60, start focusing more on getting renown 5. Because then your leveling is going to slow down. Because right when you get to about level 65, 66, then you're going to do your second capstone dungeon. And you're going to be pushing into Torment 4. And then it's just going to be faster to get back to farming Champion's Demise. It's just what it is. So you kind of want to get to a point to where you're not stuck farming Champion's Demise. And then say you get level 100. And now you're like, oh, I'm missing 20 fucking renown points because I've decided to farm the entire time instead of double dipping my experience elsewhere. So kind of do your side things like these rooms. That way you're not stuck in a situation where you're having to do renown content when you're max level, because that's not going to be the move. You're going to be wanting to do Nightmare Dungeon. And you're going to want to tier up and kind of focus on that elsewhere. But that's pretty much all I can say for this video. If you guys liked the video, like it. If you didn't, dislike it. Leave a subscribe, leave a comment, tell me if this helped you and pretty much guided you in the right direction if you were kind of lost, or if you're in this like purgatory 50 to 60 area and you don't really know what to do. Just kind of like focus on getting your gear through the tree, and then once you unlock tier 4, you're going to do the same thing. Focus on getting your gear through the tree. Once you get enough gear to start doing your spamming of your Champion's Demise, and then you're going to do Champion's Demise all the way until pretty much level 100. So I hope this video helped. You guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.